Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to yet another video. Today, I want to show you guys a really quick tutorial on how to make duotone portrait images. It's a really cool style, it's an effect that I really like, and frankly, I don't have a whole lot of time because I'm going to Greece tomorrow, so I'm gonna go ahead and film this video for you guys. So fire up Photoshop, and let's get into it. I'm gonna try and keep this one nice and simple. As you can see, I've got my image here open in Photoshop. My image is already black and white, but if you are using a color image, you can follow these exact same steps and you will end up with pretty much exactly the same result. So the only adjustment we're gonna be using in Photoshop for this tutorial is the gradient map. So go ahead and come down to your adjustment layers icon, click on that and hit gradient map. That's going to bring up the gradient map options, so click on the gradient and you get the gradient editor. Now for those of you who aren't familiar with the gradient editor, all this does is maps the dark and light areas of your image. This slider here is the darkest areas of your image, so in this case black, and this slider here is the whites or the highlights of your image. You can see if I drag the blacks further up, it starts to creep into the highlights and it doesn't look particularly nice. But it gives you guys a good representation of exactly what these sliders do. Same as if I were to take the white slider and bring it down, you'll see the darker areas of our image start to turn white. If I drag it all the way down, the entire image is white. So all we're gonna do to create this duotone image is use this gradient map to map the dark and light areas to the colors that we want. So you can go ahead and pick your first slider. In this case, I'm gonna start with the darkest areas, click on the color box, and pretty much pick whatever color you want. Now I should add, complementary colors do work best, and if you aren't familiar with your complementary colors, if it's not something you're particularly au fait with, Adobe actually have a fantastic color wheel. I'll leave the link down in the description, or you can find it just by going on Google and searching for Adobe color wheel. But if you don't want to use complementary colors, that is absolutely fine too. You can get some fantastic effects just by playing around with the different colors and just see what works for you. It depends what you're going for, what your feel of your image is, what the subject of your image is. All these things factor in, so just have a play around. So for my image here, I'm gonna go for a blue and kind of an orangey yellow. I just really like the way that looks. So all I'm gonna do is in my dark color slider, in my shadows, I'm gonna come down and find a blue that I like. Now you'll wanna keep this fairly dark because if you do go quite light with it, it looks a bit odd. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pick a really deep kind of dark blue, somewhere around there, and hit OK. Then the next step is to click on our white slider, and as you can see, this in itself is quite a cool effect. I quite like the blue and white, but in my case, as I say, I'm gonna go for kind of an orangey yellow, so I'm gonna kind of wanna go about there. And you can see if I make this dark, it's a very, very unusual image. It doesn't look good at all. So when you're picking the colors for your shadows, make sure you stick to dark colors, and when you're picking the colors for your highlights, make sure you stick to light colors. You can have it as brightly as you want, or you can have it much, much paler. I quite like the pale look, so I'm gonna go somewhere in the middle, round about there, and maybe just tweak this down to more of an orange. And I might even go back into my blue and actually bring that up just a touch, somewhere around there, and hit OK. And just like that, we have a really awesome duotone portrait image. It's an effect that I really, really like. You can get some really interesting results just by playing around with those color sliders. And here's a few others that I came up with just from having a play around with this one image. So there you have it, guys. Duotone portraits in Photoshop. Quick, simple, and a really, really interesting looking effect. So if you could go ahead, do all the things, I'd really appreciate it. Give this video a big thumbs up, hit that like button, subscribe if you are not already, leave me some comments, let me know the sort of stuff that you would love to know how to do. If there's something you've seen on Instagram or Twitter or any social media, let me know and I will see if I can do a tutorial on it. All right guys, take it easy and I will see you in the next video. Peace.